Hi, Karen here. Today I'm going to be answering some questions that I have been getting. Okay, and hopefully, if you have any question, please feel free to send it to me on my email. I will be creating these short videos answering your questions, and I will be posting them on our private Facebook group just to make sure that we answer everyone's questions and we can help each other, resolve issues or problems that we have about our lash training. Okay, so today the questions that I'm going to answer are going to be as follow. The first one is, how long is the eyelash or eyebrow glue good for? And or does it have an expiration date? It does not have an expiration date on the bottle, most likely, but the glues do have an expiration date. Usually, if you don't open your glue, if the glue is sealed, you can keep it in storage for about 2 years. That is if you never open the little cap, right? If you had already opened it, then because you're doing applications, I would recommend that you change your glue every 30 days. The reason why is because after you open up your glue, it is exposed to the elements, and so it is more likely to lose its consistency, and the ingredients start to go bad, and then your retention is not going to be as good. Usually it can get it loses its ability to stick to the natural lash. The best way to make it last the most is to keep it refrigerated. I recommend that you keep a container with the glue and glue rings in your fridge, and then every time you're about to do an eyelash extension application, you come to your fridge, you get your glue ring or your jade stone, whatever you prefer, and give a drop of glue, and then put the glue back in the refrigerator. This has helped us maintain our glue for a longer period of time and extend its shelf life. So after 60 days, do change the glue. I don't want you to risk a client because you didn't change the bottle of glue. So I have a few there. You can write down the date that you opened it, so that the following month, when you're getting closer to that date, it is time to order a new glue, or exactly when you opened it, and it is time to replace it. All right, so yes, it does have an expiration date, especially after you open up the glue. So keep it at 30 days. All right, question number 2 is volume lashing, is there a way that I can prepare my 2D, 5D sets ahead of time so that I can have them ready for my application time? If so, how? What is a good surface for me to hold them until I apply them to the client? I am a beginner, so I am just wondering if that is an option. I would say that no, it is not an option. I would not recommend it. I cannot tell you what to do. I would not recommend doing this because once you create your volume fan, you dip your fan in the glue, it dries out, then you have to dip it again to apply it to the natural lash. It is going to make the base of the lash thicker, and it will most likely affect your bonding. It will be heavier for the natural lash, and it's not going to look as neat or clean. And the goal is for you to get to a place where your lashes are perfectly applied, nicely clean, and they have the best retention. So to avoid all of this, I would recommend that you just work on your speed first. Do it little by little. Don't jump into volume right away after you learn. Build your speed by applying a few volume lashes to all of your existing clients until you get more comfortable creating those volume fans and applying them. But you should custom make your fans right at the moment when you're doing the application. So I would say stay away from pre-making your fans. I know it sounds like it could be a little bit faster and better, but you know, we all go through this, and to tell you the truth, it used to take me 4 hours to do a full set of lashes. You know, then with time, now it takes me 1.5 hours to 2 hours, and I can do my fills in 1 hour. But it did require a lot of work for me and a lot of practice and patience until I got faster. So just work on your speed. Don't be too hard on yourself. We all started there. It always feels really hard, but with time, you start to feel more confident and better with creating your volume fans at the time that you are applying them to your client. Now, question number 3 is, how can you tell how healthy or unhealthy an eyelash is? Not sure if it is a silly question. Is there an indication of an unhealthy breaking eyelash? Well, there is no such thing as a silly question. You know, all these questions are going to help us be better at what, you know, we're doing at our career. And if we don't ask questions, then, you know, we're never going to know. So to be able to identify a healthy lash, an unhealthy lash, is very easy. Usually an unhealthy lash is thinner. It looks thinner at the base, almost like it's about to fall off your client's skin. So when you look at a lash, it is very different from, let's say, a baby lash or a lash that is just starting to grow. Usually a baby lash that is starting to grow, it is thick at the base, and you know, it looks like it's growing healthy. And usually I will go very light on the lashes that I apply on the baby lashes. So maybe doing like a 2D or, you know, 0.101 lash. And, you know, and if you happen to find an unhealthy lash, usually unhealthy lash, you know, happens due to, well, first of all, if your client had an application done somewhere else and it wasn't correctly applied. Also, if your client does not keep their lashes clean, this can create kind of like an unhealthy look to the lash. Also, nutrition can affect the health of the lash. I am able to tell because I look at the lashes with my magnifying glasses, and I can see, you know, what's healthy and what's unhealthy that way. With just my regular vision, it's hard for me to tell. But usually, you know, you can see the texture of the lash. Usually it can be a little wavy if it's unhealthy, and then it thins out at the base. You can still work with these lashes, but you have to be very careful on how much weight you put on them, because they can come off very easily, and then now you're maybe creating a gap in between the lashes. So just keep an eye on it. You will be able to see if, like, a client is not washing her lashes, they might have a little bit of unhealthy look to their lashes until you tell them, you know, hey, it's time for you to start cleaning your lashes, you know, at home with a little bit of baby shampoo. You know, we recommend the baby shampoo, create a little foam and cleanse. And that usually will help the lashes get back in track and becoming healthier. You know, just giving it some time to recover, and making sure that the client is staying healthy. That is all for today. So I hope my answers help. If you have any other feedback or any other recommendations, feel free to comment below this video. I would love to hear from all of you. I will be updating some of the things in the training. We are, you know, I know I've said we're going to be doing bottom lashes. It is still in the plan, and I will let you guys know about that specific part of the training. Just be patient with me. We have been doing a lot of things around here in the company, a lot of changes happening. So, but I have not forgotten about that part of the training. Okay? I love you all, and I hope to hear all of your questions. Bye.